Hello viewers, we take this opportunity to welcome you back again to our YouTube channel. After we presented on the national exams which will be administered by Kenya National Examinations Council by the end of this year 2025, we promised to look into the details of the specific timetables for each of the exams. And why this is important is because we have realized in the past some students have missed exams, or there has been confusion which disadvantages some students because of failure of either failing to get the information about revised timetables or misreading the timetables. To avoid this, KJSEA has promised to get the details and of course give them earlier in advance so that the learners are informed by either their parents or teachers to be aware. To start with the timetables, we are going to start with the timetable of the exam which has never been administered before, and this is the first time, and this exam is KJSEA, which is very much awaited for with a lot of excitement, and this exam will be administered in 6 days. We shall quickly run through what is required. We start with instructions and schedule of paper for the 2025 KJSEA. We have two main instructions. The first one, that all first session assessment papers will start at 8:30 a.m. Instruction number 2 is that the time allowed for each paper is indicated against the name of the paper and no extra time is to be allowed. And time for reading through questions is part of the time shown on the question paper, except where special paper instructions indicate otherwise. We had already given the date for the rehearsal, which we said it was Friday 24th on October 2025. And when now that is over, we go to day 1, which will be on Monday 27/10/2025. The papers which will be done on day 1 are as follows. From 8:30, we shall start with the first papers, that is 901/1. And the paper 901/1 is English. We have 3 options. The first option is English language, which will be administered from 8:30. The time will be 1 hour 40 minutes. Then the second option of English paper will be English language, hearing impaired, which will again be administered in 1 hour 50 minutes. The third option will be English language braille, which will be administered in 2 hours 10 minutes. After that, there will be a short break, which will run through from 10:40 a.m. to 11:10 a.m., which will go for 30 minutes. After that, the candidates will come back for the second session of the papers, which are starting at 11:10 a.m. This will include the paper with code 901/2. This is English composition and literary analysis, taking 1 hour 45 minutes. The second option is English composition and literary analysis for the hearing impaired, which will take 1 hour 55 minutes. Then the third option is English composition and literary analysis braille, which will go for 2 hours 15 minutes. And that will be marking the end of day 1. Then we go to day 2, which will be on Tuesday 28/10/2025. In the morning session, we have the papers with the code 903, and this is mathematics. We shall have mathematics administered from 8:30. Option 1 will take 2 hours, and then we shall have option 2, which will be for braille. That will take 2 hours 30 minutes. After that, again, there will be a short break running from 11 a.m. to 11:30, after which the students will resume for the second session of the papers, which begin on 11:30 a.m. And this second session, we shall have the exam with the paper code 906/1. This is agriculture. And the first option will be agriculture, which will go for 1 hour 40 minutes, followed by the second option, agriculture braille, which will go for 2 hours 10 minutes. And then after that, that marks the end of the exams for day 2. We now go to day 3. In day 3, the exams again start at 8:30, and we are starting with the exam papers with the code 902/1, and this is Kiswahili. We shall have Kiswahili Lugha, which is going for 1 hour 40 minutes. Option 2, Kiswahili Lugha for Braille, which will go for 2 hours 10 minutes. And then the other option is the paper 904/1, which will be Kenya Sign Language, which will be administered for 1 hour 40 minutes. After that, there will be a short break which runs from 10:40 a.m. to 11:10 a.m., after which the candidates will resume for the second session of papers beginning at 11:10 a.m. And this will be 902/2, Kiswahili Hinsha na utangulizi wa fasihi, which will go for 1 hour 45 minutes. The second option is Kiswahili Hinsha na utangulizi wa fasihi for Braille, which will go for 2 hours 15 minutes. Then we have the third option, which will be 904/2, Kenya Sign Language, administered for 1 hour 40 minutes. And that will mark the end of the exams for day 3. We now go to day 4, where again exams start at 8:30. Day 4 will be having the papers with the code 905/1. This is Integrated Science. And the first option is Integrated Science, which will be administered for 1 hour 40 minutes. Then we have 905/1, Integrated Science for the Braille, which will be administered in 2 hours 10 minutes. Then a short break of 10:40 to 11:10, after which the students will resume for the second session of papers. And these papers from 11:10 will include the paper with the code 912/1. This is Pre-Technical Studies. And we shall have Pre-Technical Studies, which will go for 1 hour 40 minutes. The second option is Pre-Technical Studies Braille, which goes for 2 hours 10 minutes. And that will mark the end of the exams for day 4. Then we go to day 5. Day 5 in the morning, we shall have 905/2, Integrated Science, which will go for 1 hour 30 minutes. And then the second option is Integrated Science for the Braille, which will be administered for 2 hours. After that, there will be a short break from 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., after which the students will resume for the second session of papers, starting from 11:10. And these papers will be the papers with the code 911/2, which will be Creative Arts and Sports, and administered for 1 hour 40 minutes. The second option, Creative Arts and Sports for the Braille, 2 hours 10 minutes. That marks the end of the papers for day 5. And finally, day 6, again the paper starts at 8:30, and the papers for day 6 will be the paper with the code 907. In this case, it will be Social Studies, and this Social Studies will be administered for 1 hour 30 minutes. After which we shall have the second option, whereby again it is the same code, Social Studies Braille, which will be administered for 2 hours. After that, there will be a short break, which will run from 10:30 a.m. to 11, after which the students resume for the last session of the papers from 11 a.m. And this will be the papers with the code 908, Christian Religious Education, CRA, which goes for 1 hour 30 minutes, or Christian Religious Education, CRA Braille, which goes for 2 hours. Then option 3 will be for the paper code 909, Islamic Religious Education, IRE, which goes for 1 hour 30 minutes. And we have 909, Islamic Religious Education, IRE Braille, which will go for 2 hours. After that, we also have the other option, Hindu Religious Education, 1 hour 30 minutes. The paper code is 910, or 910 Hindu Religious Education, HRE Braille, which goes for 2 hours. Instructions and guidelines for teachers, candidates, and center managers, supervisors, and invigilators are detailed. We are not going to all this, but we would request the candidates and teachers to prepare for this. There are quite a number of instructions which are very important for our KJSEA candidates. We come to the end of the timetable of KJSEA. Other instructions notwithstanding, we urge all the students, teachers, parents to have a copy of this timetable, because there are many details that we have not highlighted which are very important in connection with the more instructions that are required for that particular exam. We wish all the KJSEA candidates 2025 a successful exam as they transition from grade 9 to grade 10. Thank you so much. Continue subscribing and commenting, share our videos and like our videos. Tell us what we are supposed to give you more, and we are encouraged by the fact that we are always working together and you are giving us your comments. Thank you so much.